Ceramicman here. This is look what I can create with clay on a pottery wheel. First step is kneading the clay. I push the clay into itself and pull it towards me. Push and pull. This removes all the excess air bubbles. If there's air bubbles in my piece, the piece will go everywhere. I push the clay into itself and pull it towards me. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push. Next, I throw the clay on the wheel. Make sure it's as centered as possible. I pat the clay into itself, making any final adjustments. Next step is starting the wheel. I add some water from my water bucket, making sure the clay is slick. This allows it to slide easily on my hands. Next is centering. This is pushing the clay into itself. I start at the top, using both hands. I push the clay into itself. Going down the piece. Pushing the clay into itself. Now I move my way back up the piece. And I pull that little excess piece off. Next is opening the piece. Use my finger and push it down through the center. Add some water. Pushing down through the center. Next, I open the piece up. Now I go down through the center again. Pushing the clay down. I want to go to about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I pull towards myself, making sure my arms are securely placed on my legs. Pulling the clay towards myself. Next is raising the piece. I take the clay from the bottom and pull it up. I pull it between both my hands. Get some more water on the piece, make sure it's slick, and I open it up. Again, I'm raising the piece, pulling the clay from the bottom with both hands, making sure I'm as steady as I can. Next is smoothing the outside. I take a wooden tool and I smooth the piece. It has a flat side on it to make it easy. Next, I shape the piece. I use my sponge and open the piece up from the center. Next is forming the lip. Use the sponge and pull the lip out. Take the sponge and smooth the lip. Next is forming the bottom. I take my needle tool and I cut along the bottom of the piece. Next, take the needle tool against the wheel, start the wheel up, and push it through. I need to remove that excess clay, so I pull it out of there. Now I take that same wooden tool and I shape the bottom, smoothing the outside. I want to make sure I get it to the way I want it. Smoothing the outside. When I'm happy with the shape, I can move on to the next step. Next, place some water on the wheel. Take my wire tool and slide it underneath. Next, I take my bat and wet it. This allows the pot to slide smoothly onto the bat. Make sure it's all wet and slick. Place it against the wheel, and I slide the pot. Slide the pot onto the bat. And there we go. Look what I can create on a potter's wheel.